Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's Margaret here with 60 and Me. The topic today is about living alone and embracing that, how to embrace it. Now, we just recently did a survey, and a lot of the feedback was about the fact that people now, more people than ever in our 60 and Me community, are living by themselves. And this is not surprising because women tend to outlive men, their partners are dying before them, and that's so sad and so difficult because most of our marriages now are 30, 40 years long. It's really, really important that as you go into that next phase of living by yourself, that you have some tools, have some things that you can hold on to. And a lot of people are living alone by choice. They are divorced, intentionally. They want to be by themselves. They've made a decision to make that step. And also, a lot of people just never really wanted to live with anyone else, and they have always enjoyed their own company, and they're living by themselves. So being alone is not unusual. About 27% of people in the United States over 60 live by themselves. I think it's about 27% in 28% in Europe, and this is compared to 16% worldwide. This is a really interesting statistic. I've mentioned this before, but it shows that over a quarter of the world is living by themselves, and they're figuring out ways to make it work for them and make it a thriving and a surviving mode. So I live alone. I've lived alone now for over 15 years, and I've been through moments where I've really been sad and lonely, and then most of the time I've really been enriched by it and found that I pretty much like my company. I like who I am. I like the things that I do. When I walk in the door, sometimes I just go, I'm by myself. I don't have to talk to anybody now. I don't have to engage. I just can be who I am. I can eat my food how I want, when I want. I can wake up in the middle of the night and go to my computer at 3 a.m. and write an article. I can do whatever I want. Now, admittedly, I'm a little bit blessed because I have all of you who continually make me feel like I'm adding value to your lives, and and I've got something that gives me purpose in my life. That is true. That fills the gaps of having someone else reinforcing me. But I do actually sometimes miss a hug. I miss the touch, the caring, which another person can give to you. It doesn't have to be a man, a woman, or a friend, or it doesn't have to be just that whole thing of having people who live with you that are just gentle and caring, and they care about your vision. They care about your dreams, about what's important to you, and they track you. Like, how are you doing? How's that going? And it's not weekly or monthly, it's daily. But anyway, I digress. But living alone is a joy for many people, and so you're not in bad company, you're in good company. The only challenge, of course, is when that turns into loneliness and depression, and that's easy to do sometimes. If the weather is bad, if it's a seasonal thing, you really sometimes just feel alone, you feel sad. And if you're feeling sick, perhaps you've got some challenge, either medical challenge or just any kind of life challenge with family or whatever. Sometimes it's nice to know you've got someone there that you can talk to. But you can talk to yourself, and you can talk to communities of women who are out there to help you. 60 and Me was born from this. I mean, I had just been divorced. I'd been through, like a severe, no, I wouldn't say depression, but just sadness and loneliness, emptiness. After that, we'd been married for a long time, and the whole thing was very sad how it all came about. So I went through it when 60 and Me came into my mind. I said, there's got to be other women dealing with this, in the same way. So I formed the company, and then here we are today. But what can you do? What are some of the things you can do? Well, I mean, I talked about timing. Throw out the alarm clock. You don't need the alarm clock anymore. You've been maybe shaping your life, designing your life around other people. Get the kids to school, get them out the door, we get them to work, whatever, as long as the children are in your house, and your partner, you've been living your life to their rhythm, to the rhythm of the family, not so much their rhythm, to the rhythm of your predictable patterns that just kind of create order in a crazy world. So are you a lark? Are you an owl? Are you a night person, but you've always had to go to bed early because you need to get up at 6 a.m. with the kids? You suddenly realize, I'm an owl. I'm an owl. I like to go to sleep late. I like to wake up, in the early, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. If you're retired and you don't have to do any kind of work now, then you can be the owl that you always wanted to be. And if you're like me and you like to get up at the crack of dawn, like 4 o'clock, then you just go to bed at 9 or 10, and you get 7 good hours of sleep, and then you are in the morning hours. your own person. So throughout the alarm clock, the timers, all that, start planning your life around your passions, around your schedule. Another thing to keep doing is to keep learning. For me, this is a challenge because I used to read voraciously. I used to read all the time, but I don't read much a book anymore, but I am learning all the time. And I make it a point to learn things that aren't comfortable for me, that I don't think I'll know anything about or read about. I get a book from the library, or I buy a book on Kindle, and I just like to struggle through it if I don't understand it. If it's just boring, I give up. But I do try to learn new things. Like I learn history. I'm going back and trying to learn a bit of perspective on religions and cultural realities in different cultures. It's my degree. I have a degree in comparative religion. I don't know whether you know that, but I've studied religions and cultural anthropology all my life. And I think that's where my love of travel comes, to be honest, because I just love experiencing new places. And so I have a book that's called, what is it called? Like 38 cities in Europe. And I'm going through learning about all the cities and about what to do there if I ever go there. And I've got a trip coming, by the way, that is going to be so fun. I'll tell you about it later, but it's going to be cool. Eastern Europe. Just a couple of places, but it's going to be all right. So keep learning, keep pushing above your skill level. And if you are actually, happy with the books you're reading, and keep pushing it harder, go higher, to go deeper. And, just make sure that you're, doing it in a way that you can handle. Don't go too crazy so that you're feeling like, oh, I didn't accomplish that. I didn't finish that. Just do things that you're going to be interested in, and push as hard as you can. But learn things, learn a craft, learn how to play the guitar, learn how to paint, learn how to, I don't know, put makeup on, anything. Just learn new techniques for things. Celebrate yourself, whatever. Just do whatever, you just write it down and do it. Okay. Celebrate loving yourself. Okay. This is, something that as we approach into the new year now, we talk about, things that we love about ourselves, and confidence that comes from just knowing that we're a good person, that we have values that are deep and actionable. That's the key, I think, is that the values are not just here in your brain, they're actually in your heart. And, that we've got an appreciation, and I mean, not just like being toxic gratitude, but real, true gratitude for the simple things, the things that you love about yourself that are super. Think about 3 things that you love about yourself. What are they? You deserve this. It's the time to love yourself. You deserve it. So what do we do? How do we, living alone by ourselves, keep learning, keep acting, keep moving, keep doing, keep having purpose, but also turn your attention on. I really love this image of paying attention to the small things. Notice everything around you. Notice your coffee cup. Cheers. Notice your decor, your colors that you choose, your things, your jewelry. Notice the way that you do things, the way you walk to work, or the way you walk to the grocery store. See things differently. See them differently. I think that was an Apple thing. Always think differently. But see things and think differently. And when you go these different routes, pay attention to the houses. Look at the doors. Look at the flowers, the plants. See things. Carry your phone with you. I always take pictures almost all the time I go out. I'm taking pictures. Pictures of doors, pictures of flowers, pictures of people, pictures of new discoveries. And I think that's, for me, that's the thing that keeps my solitary life, in place. And also listen to yourself and listen to others. It's a gift to be keeping your ears open, your eyes open, and knowing that you don't need other people necessarily in your life to enjoy beauty. I remember when I was married, though, that was a big thing, that when we would go places, we'd always call it out to each other. Did you see that? Like that. Even I would say, isn't that person beautiful? And or isn't that a gorgeous, color? And it was just getting the validation back, saying, yes, yeah, you're right, I like it too. Or not my favorite, but we'd have dialogues and then conversations or arguments. But it was just like seeing things and love, and knowing what you love, and listening to others, knowing that you don't need their approval or their definition of reality for you to be happy alone. You can be happy in your own space. Now, do you live alone? Or do you maybe have a friend or a family member who lives by themselves? What would you recommend? What are some of the things that you do that make your living alone a joyful experience? Let's do it. Let's share. Okay, everyone, have a great day wherever you are. No, I love you. more than you'll ever know. And thank you so much for your support, for being here. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.